Hi guys, it's Dr. Hardy, and today I'm talking about baby foods. As you are probably already aware, baby foods have been the center of controversy because there has been found heavy metals in them. The heavy metals found: lead, arsenic, and cadmium. These heavy metals are usually found in our food secondary to soil that our food has been grown in, but now there is a rising concern that we're seeing increasing levels in baby foods. We know that being exposed to these foods at an early age can cause cognitive issues and behavioral problems. Some of the cognitive issues can be things such as ADHD. I have the subcommittee evaluation here, and it shows that some major baby food suppliers had high levels of heavy metals, levels that were also higher than internal standards, and they weren't testing finished products, but only the individual ingredients. So if you only add up the levels in individual ingredients, this will surely underestimate the total number or concentration reported in any product. So the FDA puts limits on how much heavy metals can be found in any product, meaning that they are aware that our soil is contaminated and there may be some heavy metals that get passed in the process. So their number is 5 parts per billion. So let's look at one company called Plum Organics. This company showed in this subcommittee report that more than half of their products had more than the 5 part per billion standard. So the committee report showed that 19 tests on their super puffs found 200 to 470 parts per billion of total arsenic. The FDA says no more than 100 parts per billion of inorganic arsenic in food and no more than 10 parts per billion is allowed in bottled water. Of course, there's no safe level of heavy metals to ingest, but ideally the goal should be undetectable levels, but that is the FDA requirement at this time. So let's move on to Walmart. Walmart manufactures baby rice cereal. Let's see what the subcommittee report says about that. So they manufacture rice cereal, oatmeal cereal, and puffed grain. And they were actually doing something ethical and decided to reduce the amount of arsenic in their product from 100 to 23 parts per billion, but then later reversed it, saying that it was too drastic of a change. So I don't know if it was just too costly or if they just don't care. But why acknowledge that you have too much arsenic in baby foods and then later say, well, we went overboard? Another company called Sprout also produces baby food products, and it was found in the report that they do not test their products frequently enough. They were only testing their products once a year. Walmart, on the other hand, doesn't test at all, but instead relies on the manufacturer to self-certify. Does that make sense? Let's see here. Beechnut. Beechnut actually tested 1,745 times in a 3-year period. And they still ended up recalling a certain lot of stage 1 single grain rice cereal because there was greater than 100 parts per billion of inorganic arsenic. So despite testing over 1,700 times, they still found too much heavy metal in their baby foods and admitted it. So it looks like Beechnut was really trying to do the right thing. They internally wanted to make sure that there weren't lots of heavy metals in their foods. They really went hardcore and were testing, over 1,000 times, 1,700 times in a 3-year period, and still later stated that they were going to stop selling infant rice cereal because of concerns that they couldn't consistently obtain rice flour with levels less than 100 parts per billion of arsenic. So imagine that. You just have to throw in the towel because you don't want to be responsible for children having learning and behavioral issues because of the food that you're supplying. So Beech Nut, kudos to you. You did the right thing. So, and I quote, according to Brian Ronholm, Director of Food Policy at Consumer Reports, between incomplete recalls, weakening their own standards, and the refusal to test finished products, these baby food manufacturers do not appear to be putting safety first. This report comes to you from Dr. Hardy with the reference from Consumer Reports. Thanks for listening.